Right, who am I going to play? That's the million-dollar question. Every time I load this game up, it's always a bit of a conundrum just to figure out who would be someone that could make the run challenging, but also at the same time enjoyable. 10% more Desperado damage. Okay, let's try Desperado. Alright, let's give this a shot. The thing with Desperado that I do like is the ramping damage. The thing I don't like about Desperado is also the ramping damage. It's one of those things where, personally for me, I would rather do without it, just because it's one of those things that I don't really find the effort pays out. You know, because you have to do it every round, and after what, round 4, maybe onto round 5, maybe into your first loop, there's no guarantee you'll have enough damage to even weaken an enemy, let alone kill them. And then, I don't know, for me it's how many stacks justify a high enough body count. How many stacks do I need to take before I say to myself, okay, I'm in a good position to move on? And the reason I say that is just because this is, well, at its core, it's a time-based game. In the early rounds, if you want to... Didn't expect to fly that far, but we move on. But yeah, it's a time-based game, so... there is a risk of overstaying your welcome just for those few extra stacks. But I am willing to try something new. One thing I do want to go grab is the gasoline that was up on the hill beforehand, because that's definitely a good item for Bandit, especially with his Desperado. Because it just saves you a lot of time on that cooldown. It makes you less of a more of a single target dealer and more of a fun-tacular 2-for-1 type of guy. Worst case scenario, it takes one of my bleeds. That will be something that will make me upset, but not entirely unhappy, because I don't think Bandit is... I think there are certain people, or there are certain champions that you can look at and you say that's a bleed character, like Multi. Multi is a bleed character. Commando is a bleed character. Anyone with a high BPM, bullet per minute, that was actually fantastic. That has made me very happy. I'm smiling. I'm happy. But yeah, anyone with a high attack rate, anyone who's just constantly spewing out bullets, bleed on them, fantastic. I don't think Bandit falls under that category. If he does, then that's a very, very loose term for attack speed. Because your goal is you want a high attack speed to apply the stacks more quickly. That, to me, that shotgun doesn't scream high octane bullet firing. It speaks to me that it's burst damage. That's what it is to me. It's burst. It's not sustainable. So bleed is you know, it's helpful, but I don't think it'll be better for Bandit. I'm talking way too much about this, but just want to make it clear. I think one thing that I constantly try to do, which I'm not sure if I want to do it here, maybe I do, but Ooh, Wiener. I love Wiener. But one thing I always do is I try to get Purity. Now, Purity is a Luna item, if you don't know. And the basic gist of it is that you reduce your cooldowns by a significant amount, but you become unlucky. So its effect kind of does the opposite of a Lucky Clover. So unless I'm proccing anything, which I'm not at the moment, there's really no point in worrying about being unlucky or lucky. There's just no need to worry about something that's not on the table. So for now, I think I might, if I find Newt in the next map, I think I will be partaking in the Purity selective aspect of the game. Words are difficult at this time. So now we just repeat the process of charging up our Desperado. Fun! I would like some more movement speed. Movement speed, I think, is something I'm now putting at the top of my priority list. I think I think damage is pretty much okay. I'm wrong, but I think damage is sustainable for now. Survivability is good because of the extra armor plate we just picked up. That's a good amount of flat damage reduction. And now I think all we're missing is just the ability to zoom across the map at light speed. Like every good Risk of Rain character should achieve in the end, movement is the goal, because, you know, what's better than defense? Movement. Because you don't get hit. Best way to not get hit is to move. Right? It's just you don't need armor reduction if you just move out of the way. Armor only matters if you're planning on getting hit. But if you move, you're not getting hit. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm failing at it, but give me 5 minutes. We'll get there. I think with Desperado, it's this like subconscious thing where you kind of forget you have 3 other abilities, and you just have to wait for the cooldown, and you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting just for that cooldown to finish. Just so you can ramp up your stacks. Bandit is a very good single target character. If you just want to blitz down one enemy, just there, that's it. The problem is this is a game where swarms are rampant. Absolutely rampant. Like that. So having AoE, especially when you're riding solo, is extremely helpful at just making sure that you're not going to get jumped. Which means you have more time to think, which means you have more time to position, more time to stay alive, more time to have fun. Because we love fun. Speaking of fun, I think there's nothing really much more here for me. So let's move on to the boss. And I'm hoping it's not Vagrant. That would be bad. Aye, lovely. I do love the video game giving me nice bosses. And that's why we play Desperado, that's why we play Bandit. Chrono Bubble. Interesting choice of item, but I think we can make it work. A few more status items. Do we have many status items? So we have Chrono Bubble, we have Gasoline, we have Bleed. Okay, so one more status effect, and then we can hopefully find ourselves a Death's Mark, which will shoot our damage up even more. So yeah, that's the goal for now. Status and AoE. Like a true bandito. You can go to hell, because I hate those blind pests. They're good monsters if you like a challenge. They were definitely something that changed the vibe of the game. Like the new monsters they added with the update that they did a while ago. You know, the void creatures were good. The blind pests were good. The teapot man was definitely good. Some of these new mobs that they have added have really changed up the dynamic for sure. These fuckers though can go away because these little what are these little rats? They are annoying, relentless. Think of what's the best explanation I can give? Imagine the dogs from Dark Souls. That's kind of what they are. Relentless. Unnecessarily relentless. Okay, let's have a look here. I do want the brooch. I want the brooch just because with all the procs that are going off, the goal is to kill a lot more enemies. And if a lot of enemies are dying all at once, that means we get a very, very substantial health bar. I'll take another bleed. Definitely. Okay. This is looking to be quite good. Not going to lie, it's looking very good. Let's pop. But this is where Desperado is starting to fall off now. It's getting kind of hard to kill with Desperado versus just, you know, do damage. I think the best thing to do with Bandit... Oh no, Newt is here. So if you don't know about Bandit, or you just don't play him, or you just, you know, want a refresher course even, Bandit has 100% crit when striking someone from behind. That's why he's so good at single damage. He's relentless from behind. So when playing Bandit, you basically always want to be behind the enemy. But having more crit, you might think to yourself, well, that's just crit overkill. But I'd say still pick up glasses when you can. Glasses are just a universally good item. You always want to have them. Just because their utility it's just so good. It's a damage increase, regardless. Damage doesn't discriminate. He's going to be somewhere. Shoot. Do some hemorrhage on him. And now that's some damage over time. Stealth again. Shoot. And that's all she wrote. Razor wire, a very, very helpful item. I love it. Some people don't. That's completely okay. But I like it. Because if you're going to get hit anyway, I just find if you're going to get hit anyway, you might as well get something from it. And seeing as I've got the pennies and the razor wire, I'm doing damage and earning money. It's kind of a win-win situation. But if you do have a Rex on your team, please pass forward the razor wire. It's only kind. They don't have many items that they need. Let them have something. I have been playing a lot more Risk of Rain recently. And I was playing with a couple of friends and we tried out that multiplier mod where you can alter the amount of people the game thinks is playing. And so we essentially were playing with what the game thought was... Well, I don't think it scales with people. It scales the... This has taken a while. There's one. But how much is this costing? Okay, no, we'll come back. I'll take one at least. I would have liked two. I'm greedy. There we go. Oh god, that took so many. That was 500,000 coins. Yep, that's ridiculous. Holy crap. Good thing I got those coins legitimately. Time to run hands with some demons. But yeah, we were playing. I completely forgot my point. I get distracted easily, but we were playing with the multitudes multiplier, and it basically scales the game up so that there's more loot on the map, and it also means that enemies spawn more frequently. So you could spawn in, and there would already be 3 stone giants, one or 2 jellyfish. You know, it's a very hectic time, but it's really, really fun because you can activate about, let's say, 5 or 6 Shrine of the Mountains, and then if you manage to get that boss done, the amount of loot that drops is yeah, it's really, really nice. And it might be crap. You might get like 14 squid turrets, but that's the joy of RNG. And it's a really good time. But do watch out for your frames though. The frame drop is definitely a problem. Especially at higher levels, when you have the gear and everybody starts proccing their chain effects. Yeah. I think some of my friends dropped down to at least 2 frames per second, so just be ready in case your PC starts exploding, or the game starts crashing, or fires start burning, you know. Just have a bucket of water and a heavy blanket on hand to douse out any flames. Ooh, this is what I wanted. Unfortunately, there's nothing really for me to use it, but it's good to make a mental note. Crowbar. I've completely forgotten that crowbars existed. How could I have been so blind? How could I have been so foolish? Crowbars. Crowbars should have been my priority from the beginning. Now, crowbars are perfect for Bandit. For the same reason, they're perfect for Loader. We're basically one-hit killers. That's the goal. It's just Loader doesn't have anything more than a one-hit kill. Whereas Bandit has his shotgun. Or he has his hemorrhage. Just in case that the gun isn't doing... Just in case the big iron isn't enough. So 2,000 for a legendary chest is actually a really, really decent price. We're making brilliant time if that's the case. What's that? Is that Bandolier? Okay. Generally, we're actually going okay. $11 stacks of Desperado, not bad. Can't complain at all. Shoot you. Shoot you. Death Mark, definitely useful, but we have enough to get the legendary, so we're gonna go do that first. And it is soulbound. That's actually with a decent equipment and gesture of the drowned, I can see this actually being really, really good. But is it good for the situation I'm in now? Is something I'm waiting to see. I do hope it's not a lava worm. Ah, bollocks. Oh. Actually wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it just mesmerizing, all that chaos? You just get swept up in it. Someone should really make like a Risk of Rain ASMR video where all it is just the constant ticking of proc chains just going on and on and on. I really feel like that's something, well, even if nobody watches it, I will watch it. And I will watch it as many times as the reload button will allow me. I feel really good about this run. I think I'm gonna loop it. Yeah. It's been a really nice casual run, you know? I want that. Ay. Just when I say it's been oh my god. I lost that much health that my watch broke straight off. All because I wanted a fire extinguisher. Lepton Daisy. I lost my Lepton Daisy. That's not Pog. That's very unpog. Impog. That's very non-pog. But that's also the problem with these proc chains, is that the kills don't necessarily fall under the Desperado kill. Which means you don't get the stack. So I killed because I killed a lot of enemies there. I killed a lot, and my stack hasn't changed. It's only risen by 1. Because I didn't kill it. The flames did. Even there, I suppose the flames killed it. My TC's dead. TC. I'm genuinely upset. You can't tell, but I am. I raised him like he was my own. And he died doing what he loved. One good thing about Bandit as well is he has technically like a double jump from his dash. If you time it right. Yeah, that sort of thing. I don't know what you would call it. A boosted jump? A boost. He has a boost. So that's pretty fun. If you ever find yourself just needing those extra few inches. We all know we could use a few extra inches now and then. And that's how you would cover that. Just like that. There you go. Demonstration. Natural and organic. Oh, and that extra, you know, your mouse too, your second ability, or your dash can also be used to stop a fall. They slow your speed, so it's very useful if you ever find yourself just tumbling through the air. Just hit either your right mouse or your shift, and you're perfectly fine. Ah, there it is. On the complete opposite side of this giant chasm. Alright, we have the newt, so we don't really need to change the orientation. Just take the newt and you'll go back into your loop. Here's a Grand Bubba. Oh. He's praising the sun. And the sun said no. Ooh, a planula. That could be good. With a Hellfire Tincture. I think there's a what's the word I'm looking for? A combination. A combination where if you use the Hellfire's Tincture along with Razor Wire and you just stack those two items, you can just kill everything. But obviously you take damage from Hellfire's Tincture, right? So if you get the Planula, I think the Planula just does, yeah, flat healing when attacked. And that attack isn't limited to simply external. You can be attacked by yourself. The harshest attack is the one that comes from within. I did miss playing this game. I know I did a few videos on it before, you know, just the late night sessions, and those were my I don't know what those were. I think those were just my casual, very therapeutic type videos, just like a sort of, I don't know. They were sort of a just an info dump, really. Just a chance to talk, chance to chat, see what's up. But yeah, I missed them. I did miss them. So I just thought, yeah, I'll play it again. I'll play Risk of Rain. I'll have some fun again. Just chill out. I mean, there is a certain calm to the chaos in this game. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 though, so it's nice to play something like this where it's just, you know, a singular pattern. You don't really have to think about tactics, you don't have to think about consequences. It's just, I shoot the gun. Ooh, mum's credit card. Oh no, I might need it. I might need mum's credit card. Nah, I think I'm alright. I think I can do without. I think I'm pretty much in a good rhythm right now. A lot of games that I kind of want to start backtracking through. So I just finished playing Prototype on the channel, which was fun. That was fun, but it turned out to be a lot more stressful than I thought. But glad I did it. Glad I played it. It was great reliving that game. It was great having some fun. What else? I might play The Darkness 2 again. I enjoy that game. It's just there's not a lot of time to play games anymore, and I usually do it late at night now, like this, and I get real I get goofy in the early hours of the morning. But I think one game that's really been on my mind recently is Kingdom Hearts. And I adore Kingdom Hearts so much. It was a very, very avid part of my childhood. I love that game. I love all of it. And I think one of the reasons I've been thinking about it a lot is I got recommended the soundtrack while I was listening to some music earlier. I was doing a 3D model on Blender. I'm making a new scene, and I was doing some designs, just trying to make new pieces, new environmental pieces. Yeah, so I was listening to music in the background, and I got recommended Dearly Beloved from Kingdom Hearts 2, and it just felt like it was touching a part of my brain. It felt like it was I'm missing a jellyfish. Ah, here you are. It felt like a piece of me was being brought out. I know that's a really weird thing to say, but I genuinely feel like it's that soundtrack unlocks a part of me that I just wish I could be more in touch with sometimes. The side of you that's just so childlike. The side of you that says to yourself, you know, don't worry about tomorrow. Live for today. Don't overthink it. And I saw a comment that I think encapsulated the entire feeling perfectly. It's nostalgia, but it's not like, it's not like it's a game that you played when you were younger and you're feeling nostalgia because it took you back to your childhood. There was something about Kingdom Hearts 2 for me specifically that it felt like it wasn't happening through a screen. It felt like it was actually happening in front of me. Like I was there in Twilight Town earning money to go to the city to take the train, and for me and my friends Hayna, Pence and Olette and Roxas and all that to go find the 7 wonders of the world. Albeit as a child, I could never get past the first mission, or the first area in that game because my TV was too dark, and I didn't realize that in order to progress through the story I had to go through this giant hole in the wall, and because the TV was so dark I could never find the hole, and then when I finally did find the hole I realized it was actually bloody massive. So you know, you have fun, but I think that comment does encapsulate some feeling about the game, and I think everybody has that kind of game. You know, before the live action, before the microtransactions, we all had a game that we played, even if it was just RuneScape, or hell, even if it was a flash game like Adventure Quest. We all had a game where we felt so connected. I know for me it was Kingdom Hearts. It still is. The third game, I didn't get that same tingle, but the second game, I know I could play it. It's like Skyrim. I could play Skyrim for hours, and I could never tell you why. I honestly could never tell you why Skyrim means so much. Well, not means so much, but I could never tell you why Skyrim has so much value. It's a janky game. It's so janky that you would think, you know, this is just, what is this? There's so many videos out there of glitching Skyrim, of glitching Starfield even. But there's something about booting up Skyrim and just walking, and I don't know what it is. It's just something. And I've yet to find another game that makes me feel that way. But hey, that's what video games are. That's what this crazy experience is. Alright, enough of the we've done that little ramble. Time to get on with the slaughter. Holy crap. That was definitely a school of hard knocks. This is quite a good position up here, eh? They can't really get up here, and I can just snipe. What do we get? Ooh, a Titanic Null. That's really good. But I think Desperado shouldn't be used as a final attack. Well, not a final attack. It shouldn't be used to carry you through the run. I think it's a very good helper in the beginning. For any run, it's a very good helper. Oh, I thought it killed itself. I would have been happy if it did. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, there is another. That would explain it. That would definitely explain why the health bar was just stagnating. And look at all these vultures coming out of the woodwork. Ah, little disciple. That's definitely helpful. Definitely a helpful item. I think every every boss this round has been... Yeah, every single boss has been a boss item. Okay, back to hell. The void has become curious. Oh no.